Hello, Namaskar, and a very good evening to all the viewers watching our session out there. This is Simran Singh, and you are watching this particular live interactive telecast of NCRT on eVidya channel number 6 to 12. Besides, we have so many different mediums through which you all can connect with us, and you can participate in our live sessions by raising your queries, your questions, your messages, and your feedback either in the comment section of our YouTube channel, that is NCRT Official, or if you are watching this particular live telecast through television, then feel free to give us a call at this number flashing on your screens in case of doubts. It is 8800440559, and a specific mail ID regarding these sessions are also there on your screen, training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. So viewers, today we have our session, that is our live interaction on digital initiatives in education by states and union territories, obviously by autonomous organizations as well. And today the participating state would be Himachal Pradesh. So joining us in this conversation, we have with us Miss Rajni Sankhyan Madam. Namaskar ma'am, good evening.
Namaskar, Simranji.
We welcome you in the conversation. Ma'am is serving as an associate professor in physics and officiating principal from SCERT Himachal Pradesh. Then we are also joined by our second speaker, Mrs. Mangesh Kumari ji. Namaskar ma'am.
Namaskar, ma'am.
We welcome you as well. Ma'am is a trained graduate teacher in non-medical from SCERT Himachal Pradesh. So viewers, in this conversation, if you have any of the queries, then you know the different mediums through which you can connect with us. And let me apprise you an important piece of information regarding G20. We are proud of the fact that India assumed the G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in this year, that's 2023. The nation is deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism. India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history, as it seeks to play a very important role by finding pragmatic global solutions for the well-being of everyone, and in doing so manifest the true spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, or the world is one family. So let's begin our conversation, and ma'am, Rajni ma'am, in the first place I'll request you to share the digital initiatives in the field of education that have been undertaken by the state of Himachal Pradesh. Rajni ma'am.
Good afternoon all. Ji, at the onset I would like to thank you, thank NCRT officials for inviting us to make this presentation on digital initiative in education by state of Himachal Pradesh. As we know, with the advent and arrival of technology, a paradigm shift has been observed in all spheres of life. So how could education be an exception? So keeping in pace with global scenario, the state of Himachal Pradesh is also committed to provide and enhance digital learning opportunities to their students, and various initiatives have been taken by the state under the aegis of Department of Education. So before we actually discuss all the digital initiatives taken by the state, I would first briefly share the profile of the state. The Himachal Pradesh, it is abode of snow, is situated in northwestern part of Himalayas, and it is mostly mountainous, and the elevations ranges from 300 to 7,000 meters. So this hilly region has been divided into 4 geographical regions as shown in the screen, and our state is a small state with a geographical area of 55,673 square kilometers and a population of 68,64,602 and literacy rate 82.80. The capital of the state is Shimla, which is a beautiful hill station and a tourist place also. So let's have a look on the demographic indicators of the state. Specifically, I would like to draw the attention towards the female literacy rate, which is 75.93 and is far above the average of the national rate. And overall literacy rate is also quite encouraging in our state. Life expectancy is quite good. So overall, we are a healthy and progressive state. Now, if we talk about the educational system in Himachal Pradesh, the administrative structure consists of two parts. There is a Directorate of Elementary Education, which takes care of pre-primary, primary, and upper primary classes. That is from pre-primary to 8th. Is taken care of by Directorate of Elementary Education. And the administrative head of this directorate is Director Elementary Education. Then we have for secondary, senior secondary, and college education another directorate of which is called Directorate of Higher Education, and the administrative head of this directorate is Director Higher Education. If we have a look on this educational scenario further in Himachal Pradesh, the state has taken a significant stride in education since the state came into being, and it is a model state among the hill states. In school, there are 15,357 schools. Apart from this, 127 colleges, 7 Sanskrit colleges, 1 college of fine arts, and 1 college for teacher education. Since we have 12 districts, so we have 12 diets in each district and 1 SCRT, obviously. Other than the school education, school educations and college education system, we have some other pioneer education institution in our state, like Indian Institute of Advanced Studies, National Law University, State Himachal Pradesh University, Indian Institute of Technology in Mandi, Himachal Pradesh, and University of Horticulture and Forestry, AIMS in Bilaspur, IGMC in Shimla, Agriculture University in Palapur, Central University Dharamshala, National Institute of Technology, Hamirpur, National Institute of Fashion Designing, Kangra, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Una. In addition to this, there are privately managed schools and colleges in the and universities in the state. As we have already discussed, school education has 2 components. School education, this elementary and higher, and administrative control, as we have already discussed. We can skip this further. The government of Himachal Pradesh has implemented free and compulsory education for students up to the age of 14 in accordance with the Right to Education Act 2009. I would like to mention here that the out of school percentage in our state is very less. Almost 90% students up to the age of 14 are in schools. While all the state government schools are affiliated to HP Board of School Education, there are other schools in the state, private schools, which are affiliated to the Central Board of Secondary Education or ICSC for class 12. Under elementary education, as we have already discussed, that there are primary and upper primary schools. If we have a look on the enrollment and teachers, number of teachers in the state, it is observable that the PTR ratio is quite encouraging in the state, with a total number of schools around 15,357 and enrollment of 8,10,079, and teachers, the number of teachers being 76,085. And the PTR ratio is almost 10 in our state, which is quite appreciable and encouraging. Now let's come to the initiatives taken in the digital initiatives taken in our state. We started with computer-aided learning in elementary education, which we called a CAL project in 2005-06. Then we had this another project, ICT at the Red School. E-Samvad app was launched in 2019. Har Ghar Pathshala, which was a major pandemic initiative, during pandemic for protecting the students from learning losses. Then we have a monitoring app, Shiksha Sathi Mobile App. Then we have pre-primary data management platform and FLN TV, etc. So let's discuss about briefly about this CAL, computer-aided learning in elementary schools. Initially, The upper primary schools, that is middle schools, were taken care of under this project. 282 schools spread over all the districts in the state were covered under this project, and schools were provided with minimum 3 computers, 2 LPS, 1 dot matrix printer, 13 chairs, 3 computer table, and 1 blackboard. Of course, other supporting networking, cable, etc. Then ICT at the rate school scheme was implemented in the state, and it was launched in year 2010 in the academic session 2010-11. And in the first phase, 620 schools in the secondary level were taken care of, and the objective of this scheme was to enable and update the students of the government school to be at par with their counterparts in the private schools. So if the government took care of this aspect, that our students in government schools, which are less fortunate, which have lesser means, should not be left behind. So this project is being implemented in phased manner. In first phase, 623 schools have been covered in the year 10-11. In second phase, 1,514 schools were covered in the year 15-16. In third phase, which is being implemented in this academic session 22-23, 418 schools and 12 diets are being covered, and it will be all this will be functional by the month of March 2023. ICT facility has also been provided in 140 educational block offices for their day-to-day functioning, and 163 secondary and 317 elementary schools were approved under ICT in year 21-22, 64 secondary and 218 elementary schools were approved under ICT in 22-23. Under this scheme, the schools are provided at least two smart classrooms, one interactive board, and all-in-one projector, which works as computer, which can work as internet connector, which is a multifunctional kind of projector, CAN, which we call it, and there one IT lab is provided to the schools with all the infrastructure needed. Under Smagra Shiksha Smart Classroom project, another 115 elementary schools have been approved, 1,540 schools have been approved, and 600 16 secondary schools have been under in the years shown in the slide here. Further, the Under Star project, which is being implemented by Smagra Shiksha of the states, strengthening of teaching learning is being, for the strengthening of teaching learning, 496 CRCs have been covered, and 1,600 CRCs have been approved further. Here it will be important to mention, even now, the primary schools are also being covered under this initiative. So 8,472 government primary schools have been approved under STAR project, which will be ICT enabled in the coming years. Let's have some glimpses of these smart classrooms. Here the teachers are using a smart interactive board, and I think we are able to see this multifunctional projector here, CAN, and students in ICT lab, teacher using ICT lab, and students also using these e-contents available in the under this project, which has been embedded in this multifunctional projector. With this multifunctional projector, hard spots were identified, and for those hard spots, the content was e-content was created, and it was given to the schools, and the teachers were trained to disseminate the content to the students. Now, we have another initiative, e-Samvad app. It was launched on 29 July 2019. Initial objective of of launching this app was to bridge the communication gap between parents and teachers. SMS could be sent through this with the help of this app to the parents regarding the educational progress of the students. Uh, there was a provision for sending customized messages regarding the assessment, absenteeism, homework non-completion, uh, then learning outcome deficit, etc. So all these, there was the gap was bridged, and parents were better informed with the help of these messages being received from the schools. Other features were added later on, like data for all assessment in classes 1 to 11 was also collected by the app and visualized on an integrated assessment dashboard, which we will share in the later slides. In 2020, when the pandemic broke, Himachal Pradesh was the only state to digitally collect SA1 and SA2 assessment data for all classes. And data for 96% students was collected for pre-board exams for the year 2020 during the pandemic time. Some new features have also been enabled through this e-Samvad app in the year 2021-22, like establishing unique students ID, establishing unique record of teaching staff, direct sharing of Diksha content by teachers, geotagging of teacher attendance, and integrated dashboard to visualize all the data at one place. Mainly, there are two components of this app: students related parameters and school related parameters. The various fields are there which are visible on the screen, and we can collect data through this app for these fields, like parents contact detail, students parents contact detail, current date, current school gender, CWSN status, subject enrolled, assessment wise performance, attendance, and students unique ID. This is done for students. It is done by teachers. They can log in, and they can there are these icons available, and by clicking icon and following the given set of the steps, the teacher can upload all these details in this app. Then school. For schools, we can upload UDIS code, geodata, sessions, category, current enrollment, etc. And this can be accessed by the head of the school, who can upload all these details by logging in this app. The various data points which we talked in the previous slide are collated by various features in the app as shown here. For students, there will be a student registration button, student attendance, assessment data collection, SMS to parents. And for schools, there are features like add, update school, deactivate school. These features enable the students to update them on their transfers. If they leave one school and they join another school, they can update their new school and deactivate the previous school. So this app helps us in updating the location of the teacher as well. The app is quite popular, as can be seen from the data shown here. 12,813 students registered across 15,330 schools, which is almost 99.6% of total schools of the state. So almost all the schools are using the app, and 98% schools uploaded SC2 assessment data for the academic year 2021, and 96% schools uploaded pre-board assessment for 10th and 12th, and there is 70% adoption in student attendance within the 2 weeks of this feature in the app. Currently, as we have already discussed these things, the 7 use cases are enabled by the app for the state, and this we have already talked about. With the help of this app, we can record, uh, we can make a record of all the students in the state. We can track current enrollment across the state. We can establish communication with parents, as which was the initial objective of this app, and we can track student attendance, etc., as is visible on the screen. E-Samvad can be, in future, this can be enhanced to enable further for 8 additional use cases as shown here. And most importantly, online reports and reports can be accessed by teachers to enable them, which are available anytime on the dashboard. This is a screenshot of this integrated dashboard, where we can see various data can be collected so easily and readily available on the dashboard. We can always find out how many schools, primary schools, middle school, high school, senior secondary schools are there, how many teachers are there in primary schools, and how many students, total number of students, how many total primary schools, upper primary school. This entire data is now available at one integrated dashboard. So the collection of data has been made easy with the help of this app. This is again another screenshot of this app. Next, we would like to discuss about another very important initiative, Shiksha Sathi Mobile App, which is a monitoring app for the about 1,000 monitors for the school education who are monitoring the performance and quality in the schools, various schools. This app is very helpful and useful. As we can see, these are the buttons which can, this is a screenshot of the buttons available on this app. We can, monitor, the official who is visiting a school for monitoring can capture his or her geolocation, capture visit image, record visit data, and view visit compliance. Now, the plus point of this app is that it is operational in both offline and online mode. All these features can be are enabled in offline mode also, whereas the data will be available only when the internet is on, when we go online. So these are the key visit activities. This application, as I mentioned earlier, is for digitally recording the monthly school visits conducted by the different stakeholders, basically the monitoring officials across all levels, maybe be it block, be it cluster, be it district, or be it state level officials. The data recorded on the application is analyzed and relevant action is taken to resolve issues identified in the schools. The review meetings are done, as we have mentioned further, at various levels, state, district, block, and cluster. And these are quite frequent. The state level meeting is done quarterly, and other meetings are done monthly. And during these meetings, an analysis is done by viewing this feedback report, which schools are not performing well, which are having some issues, challenges, and an action plan is made accordingly to address the issues. This is again, and these are some of the icons available on the app. These are the screenshots for the app here. We can see, we can even even the higher authorities can even see whether the monitoring officials have made his visits or not. The mandated visits here are shown 18,735, whereas the visits done in the quarter were only 2,442. So it is a very efficient, transparent, and effective app to monitor even the monitors. Next is Har Ghar Pashala. This is the I must say, it was a savior during the pandemic time, where every stakeholder, be it teacher or parents, students, were worried about the learning loss. This Har Ghar Pathshala portal or initiative, this came into the rescue. So Samay 10 se 12 wala Har Ghar Bane Pathshala with this logo, this initiative was taken by the state government, Department of Education, and Smaga Shiksha department for uh, addressing the the online learning, or you can say teacher facilitated learning during the pandemic time. The students were engaged in meaningful activities for 2 hours on a daily basis for classes 1 to 12. It was an online mode of education, wherein the e-content was disseminated from SP office through BRCCs and further by teachers to the students. It was WhatsApp-based initiative. The links of the contents were and the messages were shared to the students through WhatsApp groups. The students would go through the videos and contents shared by the teachers, would study the assessment sheets were given to them. The students will complete those assessment sheets, click a photograph, and will share back to their teachers, and in turn teachers would provide the feedback to the students. So the process of teaching learning was continued even during the pandemic time with the help of this Har Ghar Pathshala initiative. This had three components. The three modes, you can say, were opted. Like one was WhatsApp group, another was through TV. This through TV, 3 hour slot on DD Himachal covering grades 10 and 12 was also opted during this time. And in some hard areas where there were network issues like Kaza, Laos, Spiti, the worksheets were xeroxed and provided to the students in offline mode as well. This initiative did not only take care of 1 to 12, but also the pre-primary students and the specially enabled students, the challenge section of the students, to make it inclusive. So there were two other programs named Corona Thodi Masti Thodi Padhai for the preschool students, where the teachers shared the contents and with the parents, and the parents would further help their children with their studies. Here is an overview of Har Ghar Pathshala, what was available on the portal: study material, practice papers, inclusive education material. Even Pratibha Utsav were conducted with the help of this portal, where the students would upload their videos of their showcasing their talents like dancing, singing, and on the special occasions. And school health and wellness was also taken care by sharing the special videos regarding taking how students can take care of their health and wellness during this stressful time. Monitoring was also done, and dashboard was available. And on the dashboard, the various status were available, and a health section was provided where students could ask their queries, how to use, like there was even a tutorial how to use the app and how to access the content. There were courses for the teachers. The teachers use their time constructively for updating their skills and did some online trainings also. Now, for the remaining part of the presentation, I will hand over to my colleague, Madam Mangesh. Madam Mangesh, please.
Of course, ma'am, and before that, I would like to apprise our viewers that we still have around 15 minutes left in the conversation. So you can reach out to us through the different mediums that have been stated in the conversation. Mrs. Mangesh, ma'am, I request you to please share rest of the slides with us and share your views.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. तो अगर बात करते हैं बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस इन सिटी इन द स्टेट ऑफ हिमाचल प्रदेश, जैसे मैम ने लास्ट स्लाइड में अभी कैल की बात की, आईसीटी इनिशिएटिव एट द रेट स्कूल की बात की, जो हमारे इनिशिएटिव अपर प्राइमरी एज वेल एज सेकेंडरी एंड सीनियर सेकेंडरी के लिए थे। अगर हम बात करते हैं प्राइमरी सेक्शन की, तो हमारे जो प्राइमरी सेक्शन है वहाँ पे डिजिटल इनिशिएटिव नहीं था, तो गवर्नमेंट of Himachal Pradesh State Unit Samagra Shiksha and leading NGO that focuses on primary education have partnered to provide smart boards and IFPTs in all the primary schools with an objective of transform government school into smart classrooms, enhance learning outcome of primary and upper primary children in all the government school of the 12 district in hill state। और इस प्रोग्राम की सक्सेस को देखते हुए गवर्नमेंट ऑफ हिमाचल प्रदेश ने ई ब्लेंडेड लर्निंग के ऊपर एफएलएन टीवी समग्र शिक्षा हिमाचल प्रदेश इंट्रोड्यूसेस इनोवेटिव न्यू एज टेक्नोलॉजी क्लासरूम विद एफएलएन टीवी दैट एनफोर्सेस इंटरैक्टिव लर्निंग इनसाइड द क्लासरूम। और इसके अंडर 2100 IFPTs TV set for program are being provided by the state government। और इन जो इंटरैक्टिव फ्लैट पैनल डिवाइस डिस्प्ले में ई कंटेंट था, जिसमें हमारे लेसन प्लान ऑन करिकुलम बेस्ड टीचर्स के लिए जो है लेसन प्लान्स थे, बच्चों के लिए स्टूडेंट्स की अगर हम बात करें तो ट्यूटोरियल वीडियोस और पजल्स और साथ में गेमिफाइड असेसमेंट की बात की गई है। नेक्स्ट जो हमारा स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने 2018 में प्री प्राइमरी एजुकेशन का एक इनिशिएटिव लिया और उसकी सक्सेस को देखते हुए उसकी जो रजिस्ट्रेशन है उसके लिए एक डैशबोर्ड जो है प्लेटफॉर्म की फॉर्म में बनाया गया, जिसे प्री प्राइमरी डाटा मैनेजमेंट प्लेटफॉर्म कहा गया। इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे हमें चाइल्ड सेंट्रिक एज वेल एज टीचर सेंट्रिक डाटा जो है मैनेज किया जाता है। दिस साइट विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर विविंग स्कूल लेवल डाटा, एनालिसिस ऑफ ब्लॉक, डिस्ट्रिक्ट एंड स्टेट लेवल डाटा फॉर डिफरेंट categories as well as to delve and disseminate reports of different level। Next please। प्री प्राइमरी एनरोलमेंट डैशबोर्ड की अगर हम बात करते हैं, जैसे हमने कहा यहाँ पे चाइल्ड सेंट्रिक डाटा है। चाइल्ड सेंट्रिक डाटा की अगर बात करें तो एडमिशन डाटा एंड डैशबोर्ड असेसमेंट डाटा डैशबोर्ड्स, यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स हमें एज वाइज, क्लास वाइज और जेंडर वाइज, इवन ऑल डिस्ट्रिक्ट, क्लस्टर और स्कूल लेवल का पूरा डाटा यहाँ पे हमारा एक ही इंटीग्रेटेड डैशबोर्ड पे है। यहाँ पे चाइल्ड प्रोफाइल मॉनिटरिंग डाटा भी स्टूडेंट का इस सेम प्लेटफॉर्म पे इंटीग्रेटेड रूप में रहता है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। हमने जैसे यहाँ पे कहा चाइल्ड सेंट्रिक डाटा के साथ साथ टीचर सेंट्रिक डाटा की अगर बात करें तो टीचर प्रोफाइल डाटा एंड टीचर ट्रेनिंग डाटा। टीचर प्रोफाइल डाटा की अगर बात करें तो टीचर प्रोफाइल में बाय जेंडर एज वेल एज डेजिग्नेशन ऑफ ऑल डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल, क्लस्टर लेवल एंड स्कूल लेवल की जो है यहाँ पे बात की जाती है। पूरा डाटा हम यहाँ से कंपाइल्ड रूप में देख सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। ECE टीचर प्रोफाइल एंड ट्रेनिंग अटेंडेंस डैशबोर्ड, जहां से हमें टीचर्स ने कितनी ट्रेनिंग की वो उनकी प्रोफाइल डेजिग्नेशन वाइज है और हम पूरा डाटा अटेंडेंस के फॉर्म में देख सकते हैं। यहाँ पे जो स्टूडेंट रजिस्ट्रेशन है वो हमारा फेब ऑनवर्ड नवंबर तक रहता है, उसके बाद जो है ये पूरा का पूरा बंद कर दिया जाता है। नेक्स्ट एकेडमिक सेशन के लिए ओपन फेब में हो जाता है। नेक्स्ट जो हमारा प्री प्राइमरी सर्वे रिजल्ट कैन बी एक्सेस थ्रू बिलो शेयर डैशबोर्ड लिंक जो हमने यहाँ पे शेयर किया है। इसमें ड्यूरिंग पेंडेमिक एक कम्युनिटी एंगेजमेंट डाटा कलेक्ट किया गया और उसकी इम्पैक्ट स्टडी का जो सर्वे है यहाँ पे शेयर किया गया है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। नेक्स्ट जो हमारा बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस है अचीविंग फाउंडेशनल लिटरेसी एंड न्यूमरेसी एंड इनोवेटिव अप्रोच STV संपर्क टीवी समग्र शिक्षा हिमाचल प्रदेश has been working with Sampark Foundation from 2018 with over 10,000 school and contributed to Nipun guidelines based on its on-ground experiences. समग्र शिक्षा हिमाचल प्रदेश with the help of Sampark Foundation has provided 111 Sampark TV devices in selected. This device works just as a setup box as in our homes also. The device contains the content in English, math and science subject. Sampark Foundation has provided the set-top box free of cost and will also provide the Sampark TV device to all the schools whenever the TV is available in phased manner. We are here highlighting the innovative approach and pedagogy to build the fundamental skills in English that is aligned to NEP 2020 and Nipun Bharat guidelines. Further show how the STV device teaches a learner in step-by-step approach. Next, please. Here are some glimpses of the smart TV. Next, please. The same is in app form also on mobile, and some glimpses of the how speak English and Hindi. Gamified assessment is also in the same, and some glimpses are here. Lesson videos of the content is also there. Chatbot is also there, and they have achieved the vision of Nipun Bharat. The FLN English program has been thoughtfully designed in 2 steps. First step for foundational English skill program, which is bilingual, and second step advanced English skill program, making textbooks come alive by adding listening and speaking to them. Next please. फर्स्ट स्टेप की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो इसमें फाउंडेशनल इंग्लिश प्रोग्राम में 6 स्टेप है। किस तरह से लेसन प्लान को 6 स्टेप में डिजाइन किया जा सकता है। लिसन थ्रू स्टोरीज, स्टूडेंट जो है स्टोरी के थ्रू सुनेंगे, एंड वोकेबुलरी बिल्डिंग थ्रू बाइलिंगुअल स्टोरीज विद एम्फेसिस ऑन लिसनिंग एंड स्पीकिंग इट। एंड सेकंड स्टेप स्पीकिंग थ्रू इंग्लिश राइम्स बेस्ड ऑन दीज थीम्स and using same words. Practice through activities using SS English Kit, and read and write using multimedia workbook. Assess using संपर्क दीदी के सवाल, वहाँ पे एक gamified assessment में संपर्क दीदी के कुछ क्वेश्चन रहेंगे जिसके जो आंसर है स्टूडेंट जॉयफुल वे में आंसर करेंगे। 6th हमारा रहेगा ट्रैक थ्रू प्रोग्रेस चार्ट, हेल्प वेल आउटकम ओरिएंटेड लर्निंग। इसमें एक प्रोग्रेस चार्ट निकलेगा जो आउटकम बेस्ड है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। ये यहाँ पे स्टेप दिए हैं जो हम पिछली स्लाइड में डिस्कस कर चुके हैं। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। सेकंड स्टेप हमारा इसमें एडवांस इंग्लिश स्किल प्रोग्राम रहेगा, मेकिंग टेक्स्ट बुक्स कम अलाइव बाय एडिंग लिसनिंग एंड स्पीकिंग टू देम। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। जिसमें 5 स्टेप LSRW a learning cycle रहेगा। स्टूडेंट फर्स्ट स्टेप में लिसन एंड अंडरस्टैंड, इन सेकंड स्टेप दे स्पीक वर्ड एंड सेंटेंसेस, इन थर्ड स्टेप रीड एंड कॉम्प्रिहेंड, इन फोर्थ स्टेप राइट एंड प्रैक्टिस, एंड इन फिफ्थ स्टेप assessment through gamified assessment. They enjoy this. Next please. There are some glimpses of the step 1 listen and understand. Step 2 speak word. User can speak and record the word, and same can be listened by playing them. Next please. They can speak sentences also and record them and listen by playing the same as shown in the slide. Next please. read and comprehend, read the lesson in the textbook as shown in the pic, and write and practice the learned concept by writing in workbook. And last, step 5, gamified assessment, module-based assessment exercise, use interactive way and component to take assessment. Next, please. Next, digital initiative ICT best practice education by SCRT Himachal Pradesh. As every year the SCRT conducts 3 scholarship exams for the students of entire state. First one, HP's 1 JNT Middle Merit Scholarship Scheme sponsored by state government for the children studying in class 5th. And second, National Means Come Merit Scholarship Scheme, and third, National Talent Search Scheme. During pandemic, for all the above exam, the council switched to online mode for download. ये 4 फेजेस में हमारा हुआ. फर्स्ट में इसके लिए एक पोर्टल बनाया गया और पोर्टल पे सबसे पहले स्कूल हेड्स और स्कूल को रजिस्टर किया गया. उसके बाद उन्हें एक लोग आईडी प्रोवाइड किया गया जिसके माध्यम से उन्होंने अपने स्कूल के जो बच्चों को इस पोर्टल पे रजिस्टर किया और रजिस्टर करने के बाद वेरिफिकेशन हुई. आफ्टर वेरिफिकेशन the student will be are able to download admit card because pandemic में जहाँ पे हमारी जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो घटने के चांसेस थे. ऑनलाइन मोड का इनिशिएटिव लेने से हमारी जो असेसमेंट है वो जो हमारी इसमें पार्टिसिपेशन है स्टूडेंट्स की, वो एनरोलमेंट है वो इंक्रीज हुई. ऑनलाइन पोर्टल वर क्रिएटेड फॉर ऑल द 3 एग्जामिनेशन. Now, online teacher training and webinars. As NEP mandate as NEP 2020 mandate पेपरलेस वर्क के ऊपर काम किया गया. हमारी SCRT ने 25 थीमेटिक एरियाज के ऊपर पोजीशन पेपर डेवलप किए और उन पोजीशन पेपर को डेवलप करने के लिए जितना भी हमारी मीटिंग्स हुई, वेबिनार्स हुए, वो मैक्सिमम जो वर्क है वो हमारा वर्चुअल मोड में हुआ. उसके लिए जूम मीटिंग और गूगल मीट की गई और जो हमारा वर्क है वो थ्रू गूगल फॉर्म एज वेल एज गूगल डॉक्स लिया गया. नेक्स्ट प्लीज.
Of course, Mangesh ma'am, you are discussing certain important areas regarding education and the digital initiative that have been undertaken in the state of Himachal Pradesh. But ma'am, due to paucity of time, I'll have to request you to conclude your words.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Now, अगर हम बात करते हैं तो हमारी जो इन सर्विस टीचर ट्रेनिंग है वो भी पूरी की पूरी डिजिटल मोड में हुई. और सिनर्जी की बात अगर करें विद नेशनल डिजिटल इनिशिएटिव तो दीक्षा पे हमारा जितना भी हर घर पाठशाला में ई कंटेंट जो टीचर्स ने बनाया वो पूरा का पूरा हमने मैपिंग किया दीक्षा प्लेटफॉर्म पे, क्योंकि टीचर्स ने ड्यूरिंग पेंडेमिक एग्जॉस्टिवली डे नाइट वर्क करके बनाया था. 1st to 5th हमने पूरा किया और 6th to 8th में हमने मेजर सब्जेक्ट्स में किया है. उसके बाद जो हमारा शिक्षक पर्व के अंडर 4th एक्टिविटी विद्या अमृत महोत्सव जिसमें इनोवेटिव पेडागोजी प्रोजेक्ट्स का अपलोडिंग होनी थी, उसकी ओरिएंटेशन, आउटरीच और इवेल्युएशन ऑल प्रोसेस हमने ऑनलाइन मोड में ही किया. और उसके लिए हमने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बनाए और व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप जो है वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे डीपीओज, कोऑर्डिनेटर्स और स्टेट लेवल पे हमने सभी टीचर्स के लिए बनाया, जिसमें हमने उनके लिए ओपन स्कूल आवर रखे और उनकी क्वेरी को वर्चुअल मोड में ही पूरा का पूरा रिजॉल्व किया और डेली बेसिस पे डैशबोर्ड टीम के साथ रिपोर्ट भी शेयर की. और लास्ट में अगर हम बात करते हैं निष्ठा की, तो निष्ठा के कोर्सेज हमारे पूरे के पूरा दीक्षा प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू हमारे स्टेट में टीचर जो है इसके अंडर ट्रेन हो रहे हैं. और यहाँ पे कुछ हमने स्क्रीन जो है डेटा की पिक्स लगाई है. और विद दीज वर्ड्स आई वुड लाइक टू एंड माय स्पीच एंड थैंक्स माय वर्दी ऑफिशिएटिंग प्रिंसिपल मैम एंड हैंड ओवर टू मैम. प्लीज मैम कंक्लूड द सेशन.
मैम बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका, इतनी महत्वपूर्ण जानकारियाँ आपने आज हमारे साथ साझा की हैं। और शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में हिमाचल प्रदेश में जो भी इनिशिएटिव्स लिए गए हैं, मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि हमारे सभी दर्शक इससे पूरी प्रेरणा लेंगे। और आज का ये सत्र बिल्कुल ज्ञानवर्धक रहा है हमारे सभी दर्शकों के लिए। आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक बोथ द पैनलिस्ट हु हैव बीन अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन। थैंक यू सो मच मिसेस मंगेश जी, and thank you Rajni ma'am. We would have loved to extend the session, but due to paucity of time I'll have to wrap it up here itself. Thank you to both of you for your time and the valuable information that you have shared with all of us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you to all the viewers for connecting with NCRT in this particular live telecast. So before concluding this session, an important piece of information regarding G20 for all of you. We are proud that India assumed the G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in this year. That's 2023. The nation is deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism. India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history, as it seeks to play a very important role by finding pragmatic global solutions for the well-being of everyone, and in doing so manifest the true spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, or the world is one family. Once again, thanking all of you for connecting with NCRT. Stay tuned. Next up we have our session of Sahyog, guidance for mental well-being and psychosocial support to all the students and viewers watching our session. So keep watching eVidya channel, stay connected with NCRT official and take very good care of yourself. Namaskar.